Okay, this video is to show you how to set up a print job for the Dremel Digilab 3D 45 printer. So this is their slicer software. It's built on the Cura system. If you've ever used any other 3D printers before, it's a common software, but this is specific to their model. So I'm going to first open up a file, and let's see, I'll go with this one here. So as we bring it in, we can kind of see it there on the plate. So this represents your print area or print space. If I click on the individual component, you can move its position, scale it, rotate it, mirror it, whatever it is you need to do. View mode, this will either show it solid like we see now, or in layers, or in X-ray mode. Most of the time solid is good. Your wheel of the mouse zooms in and out. If you press it as a button, it lets you move or pan the plate. If you right click, drag, it rotates the plate so that you can see it from, whether it be under, over, however you want to look at it. So I'm going to position this a little bit closer to the back of our print plate, just on where I have room or space for the print job. And you can add multiple components here. It doesn't just have to be one part at a time. So I'm good with it in that position. If you want to rotate it around, you can. The higher the object, the longer the print job. You also want to consider its features and whether or not there's anything that has to be printed a specific way. For example, it wouldn't make sense to flip this over with these pegs up here, so this is probably its best position to print. Taking a look at the print settings on the right, so first of all you have to choose what material you're printing in. In this case it's Eco ABS plastic. Your profile, this is a preset based upon specific qualities. So the higher the quality, the longer the print job, and we'll get an estimated time here that we can vary this. For this particular print job, medium quality is probably what I'm going to go with, but you can just, I'll show you the time difference. Below that there's recommended and then custom settings. In recommended you have limited choices. In essentially infill, this has to do with how much material is inside of the walls that you see, so it can reduce the amount of time it takes, as well as a significant reduction in material usage by lowering the infill percentage. Support versus adhesion. So generating support, this would be in examples like this where you have a ledge of material that needs to be built with nothing under it. And if I turn this off, it might be okay with this, but if there's something that overhangs quite a bit, it could potentially collapse on itself during a print. I will leave generate support turned on, and then what that'll do is it'll build just a thin area around it, which is designed to break off very easily using either a pair of needle nose pliers or an X-Acto knife, and it just sort of pops itself off when you poke at it. Plate adhesion, if you have small parts that have very little surface area that touch the plate, then half the time the print head will knock it out of position while it's printing, or it doesn't stick really well. Plate adhesion will build sort of a outer brim that can be broken off or cut off later. It helps it to stick to the print plate during the print job. For this one, as being such a large object, I don't really need that turned on, so I'm going to turn that off. Not only does turning it off save material, but it also saves time for the print job. Likewise for generating support, but in this case I do want support on that one. So if I wanted to look at custom settings, so it pretty much takes the presets, but then you can finely tune stuff. For example, if I wanted to look at infill, I could set an actual percentage here other than just those preset values if I want to go somewhere in between them. You can set the individual temperature of the print job, of the print head during print, as well as the build plate temperature. If you have a particular material that doesn't quite match up with the presets, you can fine-tune that if there's a specific temperature and or travel speed recommended by the manufacturer of your filament. But ultimately you can go down through these and look at any specific settings and modify any specific settings that you would want, including layer height. So I'm going to leave it at recommended and go with the 20% fill. So just to kind of show you the timing, so if I hit prepare, it's going to estimate how long it will take. So it thinks that it will be about just under 2 hours to print that model at high quality. So just to show you, if I bump it down to medium, which is double the thickness layer, it's going to cut this in approximately half. So when I hit prepare again, we're going to see it went from 1 hour and 58 down to 54 minutes. So that's a significant reduction in time. And likewise, these presets are, in this case, it's double, and then we go up to 0.3 in low quality. I'm not really worried about going down to the low quality, but medium quality actually produces a decent finish. So I'm going to be good with that one. And then when it's all set and ready to go, I can hit print if you're connected directly, or either through USB or in this case over the network. If not, it would not have this button. It would just say save to a file, so that you can then put it on a flash drive, and then that flash drive can be inserted right in the printer. So I'm going to hit print over network, and you're going to see it went to my build tab, and it's sending the printer the data, and it even gives you a video with the onboard camera to kind of show you as it goes through its build process. And you can always come back and check up on it later, or actually go over to the printer and check on it. So it'll do it self-level first. I always recommend, especially if you change the print plate or put a different surface material, or if you put glue down or something like that, you would want to re-level the plate manually, just in case you're not around during the print job, or if you're doing this remotely. I always suggest doing the level process, which is pretty quick, and recommend doing that before you set up a print job. And that's all there is to it.